Sister Sophia from Cardiff wants to say a few words. If anyone else wants to come and say anything, express yourselves, please come. The stage is for everybody. We are here as a collective, we are here as a group, and we are here to express how we feel. So anyone that wants to come and say something, please do.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Sophia. I'm from the docks. I'm a local girl. I went to university here in Wales, and I studied about the Israeli-Arab conflict in a university here in Wales. And they tell you about the story of the suffering that Jewish people who have gone through for 2,000 years in Europe. And that's obviously understandable and something we should learn all from. But they never tell you about the history of Palestine. They don't tell you that Palestinians have railways. They don't tell you how developed they were. They don't tell you they had railways that connected all of Palestine. They don't tell you about the universities that existed before 1948. They don't tell you that they're developed. They tell you that Bedouins were just roaming around doing nothing. Like they didn't have a language, didn't have a culture, didn't have anything to offer the world. And that was always missing when you're learning about the Israeli-Arab conflict. And they purposefully call it the Israeli-Arab conflict to say there's no Palestinians. I got news for you. There are 20 Arab countries, okay? And Palestine is one of them, okay? You can be two things at the same time. You can be Palestinian and you can be an Arab too. You can be British and you can be European at the same time. And they tell you, Britain has nothing to do with this. They do. The British government promised Palestinians their freedom and other Arab countries prior to World War I. They told them, support us, and we'll give you the right to self-determination.
Shame!
They romanticized the story of Lawrence of Arabia, who knowingly promised people in Jordan and Palestine they'll have their freedom if they support the British against Germany. Well, guess what? They colonized them after that. As soon as the Ottoman Empire fell, they told them, oh, oops, sorry. France got Lebanon and Syria, and Britain's going to take Palestine and the rest of it. Okay? They planned it like a cake, like a birthday cake. You take this chunk, Spain. You take this chunk, France. You take this chunk, Italy. Okay? They promised them and they lied. After that, they told them, okay, you guys don't know how to govern yourself. We will help you govern yourself. Mind you, people in Palestine had an election in 1908. They elected their own governance and their own mayors. Those who were disabled or ill enough not to make it, they used to send a committee to go and cast their vote. Does that sound like uncivilized people to you?
No.
And they're telling them, you guys don't know how to manage yourself. The Ottoman Empire used to take care of you. Let us take care of you for a few years. And then, just before World War II, they told them, we promise you your freedom if you support us against Germany yet again. And they're like, okay. Mind you, by this point, a lot of Palestinians, thousands of Palestinians have died in World War I. And now, a lot more are dying in World War II. You know, people told you, we can't have a minute's silence and, you know, march for Palestine. Well, they died for the British government's promises, you know. I didn't see why it was contradictory. And then there are two laws that Palestinians suffer from in Palestine right now. One is, if you're considered resistant fighter or terrorist, you guys can make judgment based on every individual story. They withhold your body and not give it back to the families, okay? They punish the families and say, your son died in conflict with the IDF or the Israeli police. We're not going to give you his body back to bury. Israelis did not make this law. Do you know who made it? British mandate. They used to do that to any Palestinian who used to oppose the British mandate, and as a punishment for his family, they would withhold his body and not give it back. The Israelis just carried on this British rule that existed. Another rule that existed was the in administrative detention. This is rooted in the British mandate. They used to hold Palestinians without persecution, without any charges, as much as they want. And the Israelis just build on it. So when they tell you Britain is not involved on all this, it's lies. They are. They left those rules, left houses that they rented from Palestinian owners and gave Jewish organization, oh, take it all. It's none of our business. And when Britain couldn't handle the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians in 1947, they went to the UN and they said, okay, I don't know how to deal with it, UN, you deal with it. They decided they're going to give 56%, the UN decided they're going to give 56% of the land to the Israelis. Back then they were just Jewish people from Europe, and they're going to give 44 to the Palestinians. Guess what? The population percentage of Palestinians back then, they were 80% of the population. The Jews were 20%. So they went 20%. They want the 20% of Israelis to enjoy life in a land that they just moved on 5 or 10 years prior. So we are involved in it. British have a historical responsibility, and we, even if we were not involved in it back then, we need to stand up and fix the mistakes that our government did 75, 80 years ago. Thank you.
We've got another speaker now. I believe it's going to be brief and short, but Alex from Constantine.
Hi guys. Can you hear me okay? Okay. Listen?
Hello? Hear me alright? Okay, I haven't got like a speech plan or anything, so I'm just gonna speak like improvise, but like bear with me, alright? Louder? Okay. I'm gonna be brief, so I'll try and be brief. I'm just gonna say this. I have been in a war zone. I know, a matter of fact, the psychological damage bombing takes on a person, and the effects it has on children, indescribable. It will, what it will show before adulthood is not so great, but by the time they're an adult, by the time they approach middle age, it cannot be ignored. I also wanted to say I know what it's like to be the descendant of refugees. My mum's parents are refugees in the Second World War when Stalin invaded. Luckily, after the Cold War ended, the Polish people had a home again. However, that simply has not happened for the Palestinians. Hopefully we'll get there at some time or another. But it is a particular indignity to be a people without a nation, a home without citizenship, because no one gives a shit about you. International law does not exist beyond the point that big powers and big corporations will pretend it does. They don't care. And I also wanted to say, just to be brief to finish off, we've got to keep coming out. We can't go back to maybe just talking about it every now and then in a pub, or only coming out when there's an attack, because the effed up part is that that's the only time anyone cares, is when there's an attack by Hamas. If Hamas hadn't done October 7th, no one would care. The police wouldn't care. No one other than, the people who are, personally connected to the region would really be thinking about it that much. So we got to keep coming out. And what is the end goal? It's a nation and a quality of life for Palestinians. To what extent you believe in a one-state solution or a two, whatever, we cannot give up until that happens, because what else is going to happen? What's going to happen is the Israelis are going to continue to attempt to destroy them as a people, as Palestinians as a people. They won't have a nation of their own, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you, Cardiff. Again, amazing, well done. For those who can, we've got another protest in Swansea tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Next week, there will be no protest in Cardiff. We are taking the protest to join Newport. Newport have asked us to go and support them in their city. So we are taking our Cardiff weekly protest to Newport. We're going to be starting at 12 o'clock in Newport. So at the Civic Centre in Newport at 12 o'clock, we're going to be trying to organise car share as well for those who don't drive, and we're going to be organising train meets for people who are going to be going on the trains. So please pencil them in on your diaries and follow us on Instagram, Stand Up for Palestine, Black Lives Matter and Cardiff Stop the War to keep updated with the Palestine actions that are taking place in South Wales. Thank you for coming.
Hey guys, just a quick word why this white flag is out today. Right, only recently this white flag has been a symbol for the idea to kill. All right, we've seen the children, the parents, the families with the white flag being targeted by snipers. But today I want to dedicate this white flag to Yemen. Yemen has 3 colors in their flags, and the white means a brighter future. We are standing here today because we all want a brighter future for us, for all of us. No matter what color you are, no matter how old or young, this is the future. This change that we have to do. We are not supporting apartheid. We are not supporting apartheid. So we want you to support apartheidfreezone.cardiff and Instagram so that you can vote for with your wallet, with your money, with your choices. Make the right choice today. Remember Yemen, remember Palestine, and remember this is all for us too. Right?
All right, thank you, Cardiff. Remember, keep posting, keep talking about Palestine because the genocide's ongoing. As long as that's ongoing, our efforts to bring it to an end will continue. Free Palestine.